Welcome, welcome. This is not your average press junket. This is where the vibes are flirty, the fits are fierce, and the friend zone might not be so safe after all. Today, I am joined by the creative force behind the new rom-com that's already stirring up group chats and possibly ruining a few platonic friendships. The brilliant writer director, Courtney Arlett, and the two of the baddest, boldest, and most beautiful stars lighting up the screen in Nzinga Imani and Brely Evans. We're talking about Friend Zone, a film that asks the age-old question, what happens when the person who knows you best also starts looking real cute over cocktails? So grab your emotional support water bottle, your group chat receipts, and let's get into love, friendship, fashion, plus size power, and what it really means to finally take up space at the center of the story. Courtney, Nzinga, Brely, Dr. Brely, thank y'all for being here. Let's start messy. Who in real life in the friend zone kind of liked it?
I'm sorry, can you say that question one more time? It broke up a little bit.
It broke up.
No worries. Who in real life has been in the friend zone and kind of liked it?
Let me grab my emotional water support bottle right now. I think that's what she said.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like Courtney should take this because I know that this is, I don't know. Look, I'm not gonna say it was based on a story, but I feel like Courtney might have some insight.
We're listening. Do tell.
I love men. I have an amazing array of beautiful, attentive, strong men around me. So I'm used to the queen treatment. And I will not say whether or not this is based on a true story or not. Just know sometimes when you get comfortable in those friendships, if it doesn't start off romantic initially, you get comfortable and you don't think that the person who you're friends with is interested until they start to show tendencies like a little jealousy. And not liking your other male friends, being extra present in everything for everything, being upset when someone else can do things for you, and then getting a little upset when their friend trying to holler at you. But I don't know if this is all true. It's just kind of like out there in the ether. We just
I'm glad that you broke it down like this, because this was actually going to be my first question specifically to you. I was going to ask, was this story ripped from the group chat or pure genius imagination?
I think it was a little bit of both. I have a really crazy girlfriend chat, and actually Pretty for a Big Girl came from the girlfriend chat. So this just rolls up into that. So it's life, but it's also hearing the conversations that you have with your girlfriends. Actually, the conversations that guys don't realize that we have with each other, for as women, for some reason, and saying, okay, we're all a little dysfunctional, a little bit in love, so somebody else needs to see it. So
valid.
Here we go. Write it down.
Well, Miss Nzinga and Dr. Brely, what made you say this is about to be messy in the best way when you read the script?
Well, I will. Oh, go ahead, Brady.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I'll say for one, I've never had a platonic male relationship where I'm this flirty, where we laid up and sleeping on each other and stuff like that. No. You're going to have to make me your woman, or you're going to have to lay over there. So, so for me, it was very much so like, oh, they're treading the lines. I was scared that people would feel like Queenie is a cheater when they saw her start to pick up on, the other romantic interest in the film, because they seem very much like they're in a relationship. And I've even had a lot of feedback from fans who've watched the movie who have been like, now they knew that they was something. I was like, I don't know, I'm something until you tell me I'm something. And ain't no, because I'm not gonna be in no situationship. So um for me it
That's
was just
real.
wanting that I like that we told that line, that we played with the flirty, that we're very much so obviously in love with each other, but also not wanting to ruin what we have and not wanting to mess up a friendship that has been so long lasting. We're clearly deeply involved in each other's lives. That we know each other's parents, and his sister is my friend, and all of these things. So you do want to be careful, but at the end of the day, it's like everybody knew, but y'all, everybody was waiting on you.
Isn't that how it usually happens? What about you, Brely?
Well, the way the script is written, I love the big sister love,
Mhm.
for her brother and for her soon to be for her soon to be sister. Because I already saw, her character as a sister. So it was just like the natural progression. So I'm just trying, help the thing along. So I think that yeah, the friend zoning was out the window from day one since they were little. So I just needed to help them along a bit,
Mhm.
So I totally believed in what they had brewing.
Gotcha. So staying on the lines of friend zone, what scene either had y'all blushing, cracking up, or saying, "Are we really about to film that?" Was there a moment that you could share?
Uh, Nzinga.
Now, the hilarious thing is there are quite a few cut scenes that y'all don't get to see, but I still have the behind the scenes from. So there are fantasy scenes, there are quite a few things that are very like shock factor and will keep you on your toes, and maybe people will see them maybe in a
I'm just
long.
saying, we working on it, baby. It's so interesting. Not to cut you off, but I was like, okay, should we release these cutscenes? Should we do it as a bonus because it's some juicy stuff in there? So
It
I was
is.
like,
I might need to see them before you release them, Coco. Okay.
I like the idea. I
Cause,
like the
Cause
couple
idea.
the
of them.
stills had me clutching my pearls. We did that a little while ago. So when even just seeing the stills from behind the scenes, I said, oh. But I
Let
mean,
me just say, a little paint goes a long way. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And Zing is definitely an artist, so
they don't know what
little
that
paint.
means.
We sure
okay.
don't. We don't. And I was in the movie. I
I'll
That
can't.
was
send you this.
that
I'll
was a
send you
closed set. That's why that.
Ooh, I'm so nosy. We need this. We're
I
gonna need
got you. I got you. Little paint go a long way.
No, but there were
I love
honestly
that.
several scenes that were so much fun to film. I'm trying to think of a top one. I mean, I love whenever we all get to film together. So when I come home from Miami and everybody's in my house and we have like a pre-wedding party, that I know that was a lot of fun. The house was decorated beautifully. And really the whole cast was there for that moment. So that those are always my favorite parts when we're
Yeah.
all together. What about you guys?
Braylen, you want to go or you want
Oh,
me to go?
well, not so favorite part is breaking your heart.
Yeah.
So without giving the movie up for those of you who haven't seen it yet, because I most certainly want y'all to go watch. There's a moment where, I really let my friend down, my sister, my little sister, I let her down. And that was difficult from the inside out. So, but there are times when we have to do some things we don't want to do. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so
And it really was amazing getting to play that opposite you.
yeah.
Brely has been an inspiration for so very long. So to be opposite her in that scene where I get to be so emotional and open and vulnerable was truly incredible. So that was one of my favorite scenes as well.
Mine too. Felt good.
Oh, well, Miss Courtney. Now, directing a romantic moment between friends is often delicate. How did you guide that chemistry without it getting cheesy?
Mm, that's a really good question.
Come on,
I
question.
think that one of the wonderful things about this cast is that they are all top tier. They're all talented. So the guiding is just that. It's more of a redirection when we need to come back towards the center. But they create their own chemistry because they come prepared, right? They come prepared enough to be able to actually play and live in the moment and react to things. So you're not necessarily coaching so much. It's as making sure that it stays true to the storyline. So that was great for me. Um, I was able to really learn so much from everybody. Like I've also been a fan of Brely for a very long time, and for her to say yes and then come on set, and then get there and have this openness to everybody. She wasn't the, oh, let me go sit in my trailer, don't talk to me person. She was really that big sister that she was portraying in the movie, and she came in with such an open armed policy that I think it made
Oh,
everybody definitely comfortable. Then you have Nzinga, who is an amazing actress herself,
yes,
and
yes.
to see her blossom in her leading lady role, she did it with grace. Um, and we had really great guys on set. We had really strong men who were also caring and loving, and there was no tension between the two.
Mm,
There was a courtesy of, okay, so can I touch you here, or are you okay with this? Does this make you uncomfortable? There was that open communication, it seemed, between everybody. So it made my job a lot easier. And I had fun on this project, directing it and cutting my teeth in certain areas and figuring out, okay, so what does love really look like on screen? Not what they tell
hmm.
us it's supposed to be.
That part.
What does it look like on screen? And I was able to settle in that as a director because I had such a great cast.
Wait, and I have to jump in here. We also had a fearless leader, Courtney. Like I really think that it trickles down from the top. And
Hmm.
so, coming on set is one thing, but coming to a set that is already set with love and high vibes and good energy and ready to work, and everything is set up and everything is on point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That gives you a creative space where you can then let your hair down. You can then go
yeah.
all the way in the scene because you have been nurtured in the atmosphere. So Courtney, you
Hmm.
created that for us, and that's why I call her my mentor. She'd be like, "What?" I'm like, "Yep," because
Aww.
yes, she is my mentor in production and in directing because everything is done in an excellent fashion. I mean, down to the food we ate, down to how our rooms were set, to just everything, how schedules were made, just all the things that I'm used to having prepared on, larger sets. This, it fell right in. It fell right in place. And then had the sister girlfriend love on top of that, baby. Come on. When part two coming out?
Beautiful.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
And I had
Outgoing
to
zone.
bribe
Let's
them
get it.
because, I had to bribe them because every now and then I'd be like, hey guys, so I have an idea. You got a pair of changing clothes with you? Then y'all go sit in the chair real quick and get your hair done. I think I got an idea for a scene. And Zane would be like,
Mhm. Now you
but
know.
she
Now
was used
you.
to it from Pretty for a Big Girl. She'd be like, no, schedule.
I'd be like, now you know we gotta leave here this time, Courtney. We gonna do it. But
But you know what? That's actually a perfect segue, like to go into talking about style and fashion and feel and fly. Because from what I saw, like the fashion giving date night with intention, who,
Mhm.
like, I'm curious, who had the most iconic outfit and was anything custom or inspired by your personal style?
I'll go first on this one. I think honestly the most iconic outfit was the brown outfit that Nzinga had on when she went on that date night with Angelo, baby. I said, ooh. I said, the girls are girling. The thigh is dying. Come through with it.
And I take hand-me-downs still today, so you can send that on my way Because yes, that was T. Everything she wore, first of all, and I want to give it up because not only is she an amazing actress, but she's an entrepreneur doing her doggone thing and has a whole store clothing
Yes.
line. Go tell them about it, Nzinga.
Yeah, hey, y'all. Well, hello, I'm Nzinga Imani, and I own Shop Imani. And right now, well, a lot of the pieces that I wore in the film are from my own personal closet, and that's one of them dresses that Courtney's talking about. That brown dress, I'm having a hard time right now because I can't fit it no more. But it's so bad, I don't want to give it up. But it's probably gonna end up.
That look is mine.
It's probably gonna end up on the closet sale, because not only do I sell clothing for my boutique, but I also sell my own personal wardrobe on that site on Shop Nimani. So you can see all the things from sisters to Zatima to Friend Zone will be loaded up there shortly, so people can purchase them and support. But yeah, we love to just play in our closet. I feel like building a character for me a lot of times has to do with also building their wardrobe. So I'm just grateful to be in a space where I get to bring things and I don't get too much pushback on like, well, I think she would wear this for this event. And normally I am able to bring that into the project and there's not too much pushback. So that's always fun
Now,
to also be able to build the character through wardrobe as well.
And
and
shout
I'm
out to
curious.
Sarah too.
I'm
Shout out
sorry.
to who?
Oh, Curvera,
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
who
That's
dressed
I was
me. My
about to say
character
that
was
too.
dressed by one of my favorite moments was that orange jumpsuit. Baby, that
Yes.
was fine. What waist? Okay. Like it was really, really cute. But I had some great outfits too
Yeah.
from them.
Mhm.
And I was going to say that it's the way in which, so we do have a head of wardrobe. Her name is
Mhm.
Vanessa Henderson. She is, an amazing designer. So you go to Van Miller International, that is her, right? She did an amazing job in taking the pieces from Nzinga, taking the pieces from Curvera and blending them together. Okay, you guys can't wear these colors in this scene. You
Mhm.
can't wear this and this. It's going to clash. And Nzinga was really great at that too. I'd be like, all right. She'd be like, all right, Coco. I'm like, here. So this is where we're filming, boo. This is what's happening. This is what the other people are pulling in. And then she would just, okay, cool. And the baby came with a plethora of things every single day. Okay. Like loading in and out. But it really was a team effort. And I knew that it was important for me to
Mm-hmm.
represent the curvy girls on screen the way that they are represented in my life.
Mhm.
That
Not
part.
not how we see them. No, no, no. These women
Mm-hmm.
really look like this when they leave the house. The photo
Mm-hmm.
shoots are real. Going on dates, they look like this for real. This is not
Yeah.
just, and for years you did your event. So
Mhm.
this is how this is
Show
what
up.
we look like for real. But
Yep.
unfortunately, when you go into other sets, if the fashion is not a priority for the larger bodies, and
Right.
not just plus size, but just larger than a certain size.
Mhm.
Well, and
So
that's what I was going to ask you, especially when it comes to fashion, because like you can hear your intention, you could see it, you can feel it. And that was something that kind of caught my attention and wanting to know like, well, what did y'all do differently that other sets don't do? Because for you, for Nzinga to be able to bring in her pieces, for you guys to purposely and intentionally reach out to a Curvera, um, you don't see that hardly at all, and especially, we'll watch a movie or we'll watch a show and be like, why wouldn't they wear this person? This designer is this, they could have been in this design. Like, what are they wearing? We're fussing at the TV.
yeah,
But here we're over here like, where can I get this? Oh my God, this is cute.
yeah.
Yay.
Like I see and feel that difference. So kudos to y'all.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
I
It's
think it
like,
was intentional on everybody's mind. And I always go back to Pretty for a Big Girl because that
Mhm.
was the intention with Pretty for a Big Girl. How do we represent us as we are, not
Mhm.
as how we're dictated to be, or limited, or you're supposed to be an auntie. And Brely knows
right.
better than anybody, right? Showing up
Right.
in these rooms where it's like, what is that? What you
Mhm.
let me go pull some stuff from myself. And Nzinga knows, let me go pull some stuff from
I've done
myself.
it a million times.
Mm-hmm.
And it continues even now in this age of designers that we do have that they can call. Like, why is the first thing you choose off the rack a t-shirt? Why is the first thing you choose
Right.
off the rack something that's flowy, or you don't want us to wear patterns, or oh no, but maybe that's a little bit too much for this. No, I'm gonna look as good as you do, probably better than you when I
Come
walk
on.
out the door,
So
and I'm representing me.
so would you say then, like, obviously really involved, but like each character, did you also then build a character style narrative? Like, were you extremely intentional on the I want her to look like this person. I want her to look like this type of influencer or this plus size person that you've seen in your space. Like, did those thoughts come about? I'm curious,
I
like
think
where
it's
you
a
drew from.
mix. I think it's a mix because Nzinga has always been that girl,
Yes, she
right?
has.
So
Mm-hmm.
she made my life easy when it came to promo stuff because I never had to say, "Oh my God, we have to do a photo shoot." I was stealing pictures from her photo shoot so that I could put it on our Instagram page, right? So she knows, Brely knows. I did a lookbook. They all got the lookbook. But Nzinga was her own inspiration for her character, for her lookbook. I didn't pull other images. I think the only thing we discussed really was hair, whether or
Mhm.
not it was going to be long and flowy or if it was going to be a bob. And then I was like, well, let's pull Dre into the conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have those real life influencers around me who have created a platform for themselves to show what they look like and how they represent and how they want to be represented. So it makes it easy. It makes it
Mm-hmm.
easy for me to say, okay, I'm going to pull these images. I was still in Braley's images too. All right, so I'm going to take Brely. Okay, so she had this on this. All right, so I like this for her character. Let's do this. And I'm like, ooh, I really like Brely with curly hair. Then I called Drea and she was like, oh, I've done Braley's hair before. I'm going to do this particular style for Brely. So they were their own inspirations. Avis was her own
Yes.
inspiration. I'm pulling in how I see she dresses on Instagram, how I see she dresses on Facebook and TikTok, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well,
And how do you think that,
on this
and
thing.
how would you say that translates from inspiration from real life to film and then to the person who's watching it? Or what would you like for that to transfer? Because fashion is personal, but it's also political.
Well, I'm gonna let the ladies answer that one.
Well, I think when you say it's personal and political, what I love about fashion is that you've made a statement before you even open your mouth. Before
Mm-hmm.
you say a word, the audience has some type of inclination about who you are, kind of where this might be going. And I think the color palette that was used in this movie really told a story. If I watched the movie and didn't have any words on, the colors were even the things that Angela wore, Marcel's character. Like it told a story about who he was, like that he was solid, that he was, put together, that, it just told a story. So I think that that was one of the highlights of how we took the personal and political and showed it without having to say it with the fashion.
That's smart.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Agreed.
That's
Yeah,
all
it
right,
was
all right.
all of that plays in when you do your lookbook and you're creating um as a director. I have this idea in my mind. How do I take this from my mind to put it on paper so that I can then share it with my department heads so that they
Mm-hmm.
know how to move direction wise, whether it's from set design to us finding locations that I like, setting up a certain shot. I knew that I wanted color. I wanted it to be bold. I wanted it to be vibrant because that's who the people
That's
in this particular
yeah.
film, that's who they are in real life, right?
Right.
It's not another sad love story. It was rom-com, but it had moments of seriousness to it, but I wanted it to visually be striking. Um, an example of that, one of my favorite scenes is outside. The confrontation between Jasmine and Queenie. That color with the red and the orange under all of this beautiful green. It was so beautiful, them standing outside.
And then that red stop sign in there too.
Yes.
It really
Like
played
those moments. And then you have Angelo's character, Marcel comes out and he has his fit is more simple. It's more of the solid tone that you have, but visually it was striking, right? When you could see the vibrantness of the purple sorry guys, spoiler.
I feel you.
Of the purple at night when they're sitting on the beach and how their skin glowed and it looked amazing. I love those moments where it feels surreal and it feels dreamy and it makes you want to go, man, I need a moment like that, or have I ever had a moment like that? I need to be deliberate in capturing those moments.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's
Can I say one of my favorite moments, style wise, was when they were in. Oh, am I going to tell too much if I say where they were?
Girl, tell
They
it.
should have watched it by now. Watch it.
Y'all
Right.
had to watch. Well, when they was like in the museum and there was these flowers that were all, it was like a shadowy, colorful, what's that thing called? A xylophone?
Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope-ish. I was like, oh, that's one of my, I could have that as a poster. I really love the artistic value in that. I was like, ooh, this is good. Yeah, I thought
that was one of my push moments.
Yes.
That was
it was.
That was one of my push moments. They were like, well, we got something else. Nope.
I need this.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes, it was beautiful.
And you did that. Yeah. I will say, when picking out a lot of the looks that I did bring, I was very focused on bringing in jewel tones. As the lead, I wanted to make sure that I was popping on every background and everything that we did. So like the date with Corey, when I know we're gonna be darkly lit, I had on that blue satin so that I know I will really pop. When Marcel picks out my outfit, for him to pick out that royal purple, I feel like, that all of these things are part of the story too. That blue in that pool, baby.
That bathing suit. I mean, if you ain't seen the movie, the bathing suit, baby.
Now, you know what I find to be so beautiful about the way that you guys are talking about colors, especially colors, because colors evoke emotion. But when it's almost like you're giving permission, like, how do you say, subconsciously or maybe consciously, to the person who's watching this. You're giving them permission because they're able to see you show up in this confidence, in these colors, in these tones, because for so long we've been told wear dark, don't wear stripes, don't wear patterns, like all these things made to make us feel small, right? You're intentionally showing up in boldness and in colors to evoke emotion. Like, if anything, what would you want, like, what message do you think that sends, and what do you want people to take from that? Because for me, I'm like, ooh, I'm inspired, but like, I'm also living in this space, right? But for the everyday person who may have felt scared, like, what would you say, Nzinga, to that person watching you on screen in that blue or that purple?
I feel like a part of my mission in general is just to encourage people to show up and show out. Like, no matter how my size fluctuates or anything like that, come in with confidence and wear what you want, wear what you feel beautiful in, what makes you feel like you. And that might not be a bikini that's cut down to here. That might just be me, but just walking in and feeling confident in what you choose and not feeling like you had to choose that because someone else told you that you needed a neckline up to here or you needed to wear all black so you could look slimmer. That's out the window. We're not doing that anymore. Wear what makes you feel like you. And I feel like I hope that's what people take from my presence, no matter where they see me and or what they see me on. Like that's how I want to show up and what I want to inspire.
And Dr. Brely, what about you?
I think she said it. She said it best. I have been one of these curvy actresses. Can I just say this? It was Queen Latifah who,
Hmm.
watching her s- told me I'm okay. So I
Yes.
stopped trying to lose weight early in my career.
Yep.
I stopped trying. I was like, for what? And then I noticed, and sometimes I cringe when I say it, but I noticed when I looked around, I was working more than
Mhm.
some of my thinner, girlfriend actresses. And I was like, how is this happening? I gained a confidence when I just loved me and other people loved me too. So that's what I want the audience to pick up on is saying like, look at these girls. They're out here living their best lives, living their wild lives. And it's because they have accepted themselves. So we then turn around and accept them. You know what I'm saying? So really,
That's
we care
beautiful.
about what the audience thinks, but we really don't care because we live in our best lives. So you gonna
Mhm.
jump in and jump on or get off the train, baby, because it's pulling out the station.
Choo
So you know
choo.
what I'm saying?
Beep,
Beep, beep. Okay. So that's what we want them to do. We want them to
Yeah.
get on the train for themselves and know that, hey, we come this route one time. And so you have one life to live and baby, throw them colors on and get out that door and show the world what you got.
yeah.
I
Absolutely.
love that.
Yeah.
So this wasn't just about representation. This was also about a plus size romance at the center of the story. How did that feel to play it out, especially in a movie? Like, how did that feel to be like, I'm giving you a rom-com with a plus size lead?
Well, I don't feel like it was a plus size story. It was an
Mhm.
American story that happened to have America's most average
Majority.
size on screen.
Hmm.
You
Come
know,
on. Come
so
on, Dr.
that I
Breeley.
really didn't, that's when I read the script, I didn't envision in my mind, oh, this is a plus size story. No, it didn't read that way, and nor when
Mhm.
I watched the movie, I don't even think size. I
Mhm.
don't even think when I sat as an audience member, was sitting on the edge of my couch watching every scene, and I wasn't so focused at all on size. I was so focused. First of all, the cast is so fine. I think that was a prerequisite to be a part of this. That you had to be fine, fine, and with Mr. Carey's chest all glistened up. That we got some stuff to look at in his thing. So I really
Uh-huh.
think it's an American story, and I don't think is even a color, a black and white thing. I think it's just a love story told with this set of circumstances and this set of people. And I think that the same movie would have been shot in a Caucasian way or in a thin way. It would have been the same movie. I mean, you know what I mean?
I
Yeah,
do
I
feel
know
like
what you
oh
go
sorry.
ahead.
I,
No, go
I
ahead,
do feel
Anita.
like people question whether or not like a love story between a plus size person will be authentic or will people believe it. And I'm so glad that we were able to bring it to life and show because that chemistry is undeniable. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
Hmm.
this movie shows that you can bring that to life. You can show the love and the chemistry, and it oozes off the screen. I know I'm not just the only one who felt it. Watching it back, I was like, "Damn, were we together?" Like it really shows that, and I feel like sometimes people have a question about that, and there shouldn't be a question because, as Braley said, this story. It didn't have to be a plus size lead, but thank goodness it was. But this is just a story about love and friendship and how it blossomed, and there wasn't a focus on weight at any point. And I'm so relieved by that because it's so often stories that don't even start that way all of a sudden turn that way when you do have someone who has size on them in as a lead or in the story at all. So I'm just relieved that we were able to tell a story where that didn't have to be the focus.
Denora Boom, shout out.
Hmm.
Come on to my writers. Thank y'all. Thank
Yeah.
y'all. Thank you guys for this story, Courtney.
Mhm.
You guys really told it again, we were happy to walk in to see. When you read that thing, you're excited to go and like play it out. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was fun. It was moments like even in the bridal shop.
Hmm.
It was just so many moments that were just classic moments for me. Yeah.
And that was an improv moment that I was happy that you guys gave me, because I looked at them, I was like, hey, so kind of want them to walk through the dresses. And my G and E just looked at me. He rolled his eyes and he went over and he did it. But it's those moments. And shout out to Lane London. Like they
Yeah.
really was in London, Lane London. I
In
want to make sure that
London.
I get their name together. They have every size. It's
Hmm.
not like a regular bridal shop where you go in and you're trying something that maybe possibly fits. No, they said, send me Nzinga's sizes. And when we got there, they had an array of dresses that she could have tried on. It wasn't just one dress or two dresses. She had her choice in what she wanted. And I think you did. You chose. I was like, what dress do you feel represents Queenie?
Hmm. Hmm.
Choose that dress, and that's
Hmm.
the dress that we're going to put you in for the last moment.
Hmm.
Um, but to answer your question, for me, it was deliberate because
Mm-hmm.
I always reference Pretty for a Big Girl because that's where it started, right?
Hmm.
I remember when we dropped the episodes of Pretty for a Big Girl, and in the comments, there were people saying stuff like, oh, this is cute, but I wish it happened in real life. Oh,
Mm.
I haven't been on a date before, and um, curvy girls don't date like this, and all
Yes,
of
we
us
do.
were like, who?
Wow, YouTube.
So you just see the
Single out here by
sword
the
go
way.
on these comments like, sis, what are you talking about, honey? This is real. I mean, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
like, what is happening? So for me, I didn't want to talk about weight. I
Hmm.
Yeah.
didn't want to talk about health issues. I don't want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about low self-esteem. It was apparent that all of these women, excuse me, guys,
Bless
all of these women were confident in who they were, not because they were curvy, just because they were women.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that showed on camera, right? Queenie wasn't like, oh, I don't want to be with Marcel because he may not see me because I'm overweight
Right.
Right, right,
That
or
right.
curvy. No, she was like, and I know you see me, you know, um, and she got approached by a man who immediately saw it and was like, what's up, girl? How you doing? In the
and what
first
we
few
doing?
minutes, what we doing? In the
Okay.
first few
Mm-hmm.
minutes of the movie, but it's a deliberate thing because we have to counteract
Yes,
the narrative that we cannot control.
hmm.
correct.
We're battling it every day. I still hear to this day, you don't act like a big girl.
What does that
What
mean?
does that mean?
Oh my God.
Wait
Like,
a
say, what
minute,
does
wait a
that
minute, wait a
mean?
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Uh,
You don't act like a big
You
girl.
don't act
So
like
I
a
was
big
supposed to be
girl.
sad. What are you supposed like what do they associate like what is it that how do you show up that they associated that was not like a tradition? I've got questions.
What is it? Maybe because I told you no,
That
Hmm.
part.
uh-oh.
and I
Does she
wasn't
have
flattered just
self-worth?
because you said, hey. You know, like there's this still this negative idea that comes to when you are dating and you are not considered to be the norm, whether you are plus size, you are dark skinned, you are light skinned, you are short, you too tall, you got curly hair, you got straight hair. There is still this negative um, attachment that people want to add. They want to put the comma and the but, which
Mm-hmm.
is why pretty for a big girl, right? You are pretty, but Queenie is amazing, but she needs to act more confident. How did Queenie not act confident?
I'll wait and we'll be waiting.
Right, right. But no, I appreciate you saying this, Courtney, because it really goes to like the representation. It really goes to the romance just being about the romance, like Dr. Brely said, rather than it being about, oh my God, I don't feel cute. I don't want to show my arms. Like, nah, like she's showing up, and there's so many different people we can point to that, like, oh, I know someone who looks just like that. I know someone who acts just like this. And we don't see that often. So I clap to you for
Yeah.
giving us something that many of us have been dying for, wanting and needing to see, to celebrate, to lift up, because we don't have enough of that. So thank you for that. Thank you. Um, I'm curious when it comes to, we talked about some of the things that we don't see. Um, I'm curious about, and well, and you also talked about what you were deliberate and intentional about. What do you think that Hollywood is still, that still gets wrong when it comes to people on TV?
Brely.
Oh, it went down. You went out a little bit. I said on TV, but what was right before that?
I was saying, what do you think that Hollywood still gets wrong with plus size people on TV?
I think they get wrong that we keep um, serving us as the supporting roles. I think where Friend Zone got it right, it was a lead role.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
So I think Hollywood can stand to open up their minds and open up the guard gate to the plus size community for those lead roles much more than they have. Kudos to like This Is Us.
Hmm.
Kudos to roles where I see women who and men, and that's what I love about This Is Us. It was women and men who were in a leading role. So yeah, I think that's we can show more just representation. I
Yeah.
think that's where they have missed the mark a bit because again, we are the norm here. This is
That
America,
part.
okay? People just now losing weight this year, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way 1,000. And so, and I still don't think it's changing, very much.
Right.
So they could just, like I said, open the floodgates and tell some stories that are just stories.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Be interesting to know how Nzinga feels about this.
Similarly, I would say where they could do better is they have opened up a little bit as to showcasing more plus size talent, but I still feel like those stories tend to shift into a how can I change myself? How am I not good enough?
Mhm.
And that can be very frustrating, especially when it surprise attacks you where that's not originally how you saw that character, and then certain attributes are added in down the line where it's like, oh, this person actually isn't confident or actually doesn't love themselves as much as they appear. But it's like, well, why not? Why can't they just love themselves and that be it,
Hmm.
period, full stop, no
Period.
secret underlying insecurities, because the reality is I know 100 if not more beautiful plus size women who are out here with families and husbands who love them and full careers and just living their best lives. So it's like,
Right.
why does every story kind of have to shift into a weight loss journey or a apologizing for existing type of
Hmm.
situation? It shouldn't be that way. So I'm hopeful that maybe this will inspire some people to just write some stories and
There
let
you go.
Write
and
the
let all
story
the
and then
Write
cast
the
whoever.
stories and cast us in it. There you
yeah
go.
And just
yeah
cast
There you
whoever.
go.
Just
yeah
it stop casting people or cutting off the casting because they are past a certain size. If the talent
hmm
Yeah.
is there, cast them. Now I'm
yes
not asking you to cast somebody who's supposed to be 6'2", and then you decide you want to cast somebody that's 5'5". That's a little bit different. That's not what we're talking about. If
They
the
know what
character
we
specifically
mean.
says 6'2", then let the person be 6'2". But stop making people aunties. Stop making
And
people
frothy.
the sidekick. Stop making people the other friend,
Yeah.
right? And honestly, Nzinga's character was deliberately casted, right? But I didn't think about, oh, Jasmine has to be curvy. I didn't think about the fact that Gladys has to be curvy.
Wow.
Those
See,
were the people who were amazing in the roles, and that's what happened. They
yes
just so happened to be in the roles. So if we stop limiting, how we um how we express ourselves as a society. I think that a lot of it will start trickling into the art. And then we just got to start making stuff we want to see instead of waiting for somebody else to do it. And that's what we do.
That part. That part. And we thank you, Miss Courtney, for doing so.
Yeah.
Now, if you could give, this is for each one of y'all. If you can give one line of love to the girl who's still waiting for her main character moment, what would you tell her?
Don't wait for it. Take it. It's
Ooh.
yours. It's already yours. Take that. Okay. You don't have to wait on anyone to give you that opportunity. Every day you show up, you show out. That's how you take over. Period.
Yeah. I want to tell her that you're enough. Like
Mhm.
you're perfect for every role in life. You're perfect to be a girlfriend. You're perfect to be a mother. You're perfect to be a wife. You're perfect
Mhm.
just the way you are. So there nothing needs to change. Start today. Yeah.
You are main character energy. There is
Mhm.
one of you. In your life, you are the star. Act like it. That's it.
Mhm.
Mm,
That's it.
Yeah.
act like it. All right, all right. So we're getting close to the end. So what would you say that there's, if you could say there's one scene or decision that you made during this film that made you feel like, yep, we're really making something special?
One
Courtney?
moment.
Actually, it was one of the scenes that we had to take out of the movie, which we will be releasing, which was
Yeah.
the scene with the kids. Um,
A flashback moment.
Flashback moment. We have it. We're going to release it. It's going to be our bonus. To see our curvy young queenie
Mhm.
and to see her embrace who she was in that moment, because she was, oh, you guys should have seen her. Like, she was just so in awe of Nzinga. She saw her, you could see the stars in her eyes, and she was just like, wait, I'm playing the young version of this person. And then I'm like, yeah, you are. And when Nzinga showed up to set and she saw her, because this was not a day that Nzinga was supposed to come to set, she showed up anyway. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I'm getting teary eyed.
Me
Just
too.
to watch her be so excited about, oh man, I have the opportunity to be like this person. And I watched Nzinga just speak life into this young lady
Mhm.
who was a senior. She ended up being crowned, I think, queen of, like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean,
Homecoming
for
queen.
homecoming queen. And
She
I'm like,
just she just did oh no. Sorry. She just did she just played Effie in Dreamgirls recently too.
Hey.
She's big, all the energy, all the superstar
yes,
energy. She's taking up space. I love it.
you turn, babe. Okay, there you go.
Sorry.
Like, to see that, that was the biggest moment for me, because it
Mhm.
was like, oh man, we're not just impacting the people who are going to see that. Like,
Mhm.
the change is like trickling now, and we're still in the middle of filming. So that's my moment.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to release it for everybody to see, because I feel
Yeah.
like it's important.
Please
Like,
make sure you send it to us so we can share it too.
yes,
Yes.
I sure will.
Oh,
I sure will.
Love
that
the
baby girl's
kids.
impressed. I love it.
Yeah.
Do either Dr. Brely or Nzinga, do you have any moments that you were like, yeah, we're really making something special?
I go back to the scene with Nzinga and I, like, um, you know, to see how people um, you know, diffuse arguments and have someone to have to, bow down in a moment and
Mhm.
really apologize and show what, the human side of I'm sorry, what it looks like and how to do it and what to say and all the things. I think that was just a beautiful, heartfelt moment that we had. So that's one of my faves. And also talking to my brother, talking to my baby brother about trying to run his life. I think it's endearing when a big sister loves you so much that she's, got these zany ideas about how to run your ship so you can
Mhm.
get what you want. Because I want you, because I know you want love. I know you want
Yeah.
this so much. I'm gonna tell you how to get it, and I don't care. So I think it's really fantastic to watch her be in love with her baby brother and just go balls to the wall and forget everything. You're gonna get what you want, you know. So that was really endearing to me.
Oh.
And I feel like it on a bunch of different scenes because I was constantly just reminded that I was creating this with like my people for real. Like Courtney and Courtney was one of the first people to ever give me a leading role. And I feel like a lot of my opportunities spun off of people seeing like, oh, she was leading this. Maybe she can do this, that, and the third. So just to be on set and to know that I was making a movie with Courtney, who gave me one of my first opportunities, just that in itself was a big moment. Also, Avis LaShawn, I that moment with young Queenie was similar to how I felt when I first saw Avis LaShawn, who plays Gladys, my assistant in the movie. We worked on Cindy the musical together, and she played the evil stepmother, and she has all these big beautiful music numbers, and the way that she took up space on that stage and just, I mean, she was so vibrant and sexy and flirty all at the same time, was so commanding, and that inspired me through everything that I did since then. So to be playing alongside her, that is my heart. So that meant so much to me. Angelo, I've known him for so many years. So to be able to like tap into that. And I always think about that end moment where I'm like looking at my ring up in the moment in the and like it pans up to my ring and stuff like that. There are so many moments where even just watching the playback, I'm like, oh, this looks so good. When I saw us in the liquor store when Marcel come and pick me up and I'm in that yellow and it's all that wine behind me, it were just so many moments where I'm just like, we are creating something. And not only is it like heartfelt and emotional, but it's also beautifully done. Like, this is a movie. We're here. So it all felt incredible.
I have
Beautiful.
one more. Can I say one more?
Yes, of course.
So this is my moment for Brely. So Brely, she didn't know that I was nervous because she was like the biggest person that
Mhm.
I had directed up until this point. So when she said yes, I was super nervous. So she called me before we filmed and she was like, "Oh, so tell me how you see the character." And I was like,
Whatever you want.
so I had to woosah. I think I texted Nzinga like, "Oh my God, I'm on the
Mhm.
phone with Brely." But then I had to say, no, I have to answer this question, right? I have to answer
Mhm.
the question not as a fangirl, because I've been a fan for a long time, but as a director. And then she
Mhm.
came on set. She was in the first week of filming. So we didn't even have time to kind of like get warm. And then she come in.
Right.
And I remember we were taking a break because we had just filmed, I believe it was the game night. We were taking a break to
Mhm.
kind of shift into something else. And I was like, "Ooh, y'all, I'm wearing y'all." And Braley just out of nowhere and was like, "No, let's just affirm you." We were sitting and eating. She was like, "You are doing an amazing job as a director." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." But you kind of you fight against those nerves. Oh, you
Yeah.
fight against those nerves and those jitters, and you're just like, somebody that I admire is actually telling me that I'm doing an amazing job, and it made me be able to relax and
Yeah.
be everything that I knew I could be in the moment,
Mhm.
but I wasn't all the way 100% sure, because now this is outside of my family that I film with. This is with somebody who does this on a whole nother level. So
Oh, girl, now this is not what this is supposed to be for. It is my pleasure to have my hand in your back. You know what that like just pushing you forward and like it is my pleasure to bring my light and shine it on you guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a God gave it to me and it's here for me to shine it and say, look, y'all, look at them over here.
Mhm.
Come get Nzinga, come get Courtney, come get them, industry. Oh,
This is so beautiful. Like, this is really just, I'm over here like just, I feel like I just want to listen to y'all continue to love on each other because it's just like, there aren't many moments, right? So it's like it's important that we
give flowers and we give that support. And I'm just really grateful to watch this sisterly love like being poured all the different directions. This is really amazing. Thank you for letting me just be a witness to this. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Creating
It's an amazing interview.
Yeah, and having this platform that, that inspired so much as well. I mean, I know me and Courtney knew each other already, but I know one of the favorite memories that I have with her is at the Curvy Fashionista Expo, and just, being surrounded by so many divas doing their thing, looking fabulous, and really seeing that there is a community. There is a real community, and that inspired me to do so much more, because prior to that, I didn't really know how deep we were in Atlanta and how much we come together and support each other and can do so much more. So
I'm looking forward to coming. Wait a minute.
yeah, girl, come on.
I mean, and you, that's where you would go. You would see all of these amazing women, and you'd be like, "Oh, sis, where you get that from? There's a vendor here that what? Listen, I got introduced to was it Big Fig mattress?
I got one in the bed right now.
Hey,
y'all
like, where's Courtney? You found me on the
on.
mattress. I was laying on the mattress like, what?
Come on.
Yes.
Y'all better not have another one without us. Come on.
Right.
I'm there.
But it was in those moments that I was like, okay. And even with Pretty for a Big Girl, when I was talking to Nzinga, I was like, babe, we gotta, her and Andre, I was like, I really, like, I know what we're doing and I know that it's gonna make a difference, but I want to make sure we got the pulse. And I called and I was like, hey, we got a show that we are getting ready to potentially drop. You was like, come on, what you need? All right, so I give you this amount of airtime. You can have this. We can play it here. You can do it this. You guys can come here. And in the way that you guys, like the community, period, having these events embraced us, I knew what we could do based off of the reactions to what we had already done. Like there is an audience. There is an audience for this. And I would hear that all the time from executives. Oh, well, we don't know. Yeah, because you don't have a fat meter, right?
Okay.
When you sit down and people are watching television and they're tuning into stuff, you don't know who's who and who's doing what. But I'm telling you that if we drop something,
they coming.
The girls and the guys
are coming out.
And then between whoever, whatever you identify, it's to everybody. It's
watching. They watch.
And because they are being represented, everybody is being represented in this. And how do I know? Because ground zero, baby, are these conventions. Ground zero, these platforms like this right now, who is going to take the idea that we took and actually put it on the big screen and share it to the masses. To say, hey, y'all, they did it. And they're going to come back for another one and another one and another one. And what we going to do? How we support.
This has been like, this is really exciting to see, really exciting to hear like your thought process after like how you experienced like the sharing or the coming to these events, because it's, you know what I'm saying? You kind of hear like the 360. You're like, I hope that this becomes something like we can support and like people see it. And then you're saying like, to see like the reception and how it's taken and just continual building of the community, building of the space so that, what they say, a rising tide lifts all ships. Like, I really feel, I'm really excited to see I'm over here like, what's next? What's the next one? Someone said a friend zone too. Like, I'm all, what's the next thing?
Listen, now y'all talking about friend zone too. We got to come to the table. We got to talk, and Nzinga, Brely, we will. And we talking, but we already got a game plan. We just got to add two to the mix, because up next after this, we have the wonderful Andrea that will be gracing the screen. So, the planning for us has always been, how do we highlight the beautiful people that we have? And y'all, baby, gonna get these movies. So you supporting this one, you make it easier for us to get the other one picked up, and then the one after that, and then the one after that, and then the one starring Brely after that. We're getting these things together. You just need to show the people, aka the network, that you want to see it, and they will get it.
Absolutely.
And with that,
Run
can
to
you?
All Black right now. Run
Well,
to
I
All
was
Black.
just about to say, let everyone know. With that being said, where can they watch Friend Zone? Where can they access it? And then where can they follow you? I'm going to start with Courtney to say that, and then everyone else, let us know where we can support you.
Well, baby dolls, honey faces, listen, we are currently on All Black. Follow us on All Black. If you're not sure, just go to the website, go to allblack.com. That's ALLB. Oh, wait, let me find.
Uh-oh.
ALLBLK, I believe.com. They also have an app. You can go through Amazon Prime as well. You can follow us at Friendzone Movie. That's Friendzone Movie on Instagram. You can follow us on Pretty for a Big Girl. That's Girl with the U on Instagram. You can follow me at Courtney Arlett on Instagram. I am on all the grams.
There we go.
And my name is Nzinga Imani, and you can find me on all social media at Nzinga Imani. That's NZINGAIMANI. You can find my boutique at Shop Namani. And yes, please go support our movie Friend Zone on All Black.
And I am Brely Evans on all social media platforms. And be sure to download my new single that I have dropped called Friend Zone, that I am pairing to help promote and push the movie. We are both singers and we do all the things. So that that chorus that says, "Baby, where we at? I need you to let me know I want it to be more than friends. First you pull me in, then you let me go. You know what? Just keep me in the friend zone." She's asking to be in the friend zone. So check the song out. And it's just been a pleasure to be on your platform. And thank you so much for this amazing interview and time with my ladies. We're all across the country, so it's so good to be back with them.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you so much for sharing all of this fun information. I am really excited to see how this all comes out, and I will be pulling up. I'm glad you told me to also check on Amazon Prime so that I can make sure that my mother watches too. So
And
we
can I
will
say this? If it
yes.
doesn't pull up on Prime, because I was having a little bit issue with that myself, go to All Black Proper, ALLBLACK.com. There is a 7-day free trial, so please take advantage.
Woot. There we go.
And if it still is not coming up for you, just politely slide under All Black and say, it's not pulling up Friend Zone.
There you go.
Right.
Demand
Stay
it.
in touch.
Because it's on there. It's on
Yeah.
there, baby. It's on there.